and build a tomorrow where home is possible for everyone. Visit Habitat.org to learn more. Again, that's Habitat.org.
We're doing our All A's Cast 125th anniversary team, and the fan poll is around it today. The Toyota fan poll. You look at this for first baseman. We've picked Mark McGwire. Who are you going to pick? Mark McGwire, Jason Giambi, MVP. Matt Olson was a beast. Nick Kurtz just getting started.
Townie, you pick two, and I'll take the other two. I don't care which one. I'll battle you with 2 against 2. Take whichever 2 you want.
You're not losing with anybody.
Come on, man.
Have you seen the year Matt Olson's having in Atlanta, by the way? Wow, it could be the MVP in the National League.
You take my point right away from me, man. If he had stayed here and there until now, putting the numbers up here, oh, my God.
He's going to get, I used to say this on the postgame show, he's going to get Hall of Fame votes.
My goodness.
I mean, he's going to end up with probably over 500 home runs. It's a hell of a career. But most importantly, Mark McGwire is our guy. How are you going to vote? We're going to find out. Coming up next, game 1 of a 4-game set, A's and Royals. Enjoy, and we'll talk to you after the ball game.
Back at the K, the Athletics and the Royals will finish out their season series. The first of 4 games coming up this Monday night. Let's get you game time weather presented by Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. 86 degrees, 48% humidity, and really for a mid-August evening, pretty lucky.
Oh, this is gorgeous. I don't know that I can ever remember August weather like this at the Big K. I am not complaining. I'll take 3 more days of this. No question.
It has been lovely, and you can feel the energy. It's EDM night, I think, here at the ballpark this evening. Let's get to your starting lineup, brought to you by your Sacramento area Chevrolet dealers. Jeff McNeil, he'll lead it off and play first base. Henry Bolte, he's going to be in center field. Lawrence Butler, then Zach Geloff will DH tonight. Carlos Cortez in left. Tommy White, Donovan Walton, and Alika Williams, a late entry into the starting lineup in place of Jacob Wilson, who has left shoulder soreness. Brian Servant will round out the lineup.
Man on the mound tonight for the Kansas City Royals, Michael Wacha, 25th start of the season. It's his 11th start here at home, Jenny, and this is a place he has been outstanding. 2.91 ERA, opponent batting average of 212 here against Michael Wacha at the Big K. 150 2/3 innings under the veteran right-hander's belt this season. Man out of Iowa City, Iowa.
He's a Texas A&M Aggie. Is it too soon to bring that up?
Oh.
First pitch, Jeff McNeil wastes no time, deep to right field, and gone! McNeil starts off the game with a bang. It's 1-0 Athletics.
Go to work, J-Mac. That's a J-Mac sneak attack. I tell you, Jeff McNeil has been lighting it up these days. You know, I think, Jenny, you go back to the series against Minnesota, and that's when you started to see Jeff McNeil climb out of the little funk he had been in. No waiting around. 91 up top, inner third, spin on it one time.
That'll bring up Henry Bolte. He'll take a strike from Michael Wacha.
Well, this is just a good job by Jeff McNeil to let the barrel travel, do a lot of the work. Michael Wacha is going to provide some of the power himself.
Wacha's now given up a homer in his last 3 starts. 2-1 count for Bolte. We've seen the combination of Jeff McNeil and Henry Bolte in that leadoff spot. It provided a lot of offense at home. Both of them had a game over the weekend where they were triple shy of the cycle. Into left field and a base hit for Henry. 2 batters up, 2 knocks for the A's.
Swinging it well, aggressive. No reason to wait around. You got a veteran in Wacha who's going to fill up the strike zone. You know that that's coming. And I always say, Jenny, against a veteran pitcher like this, there's a good chance that something that you see early in the count might be your best shot to get the barrel on.
And now for one of the hottest bats of the Athletics, Lawrence Butler, with a runner on and nobody out here in the first. We'll take the first pitch high. Butler's provided 4 of those 11 home runs in just the last 5 games played. It has been an impressive display of power. And the 4th career leadoff homer now for Jeff McNeil, number 6 on the season as an A.
I was wearing Mac out in the clubhouse before the ball game. Said, talking about the near cycle he had. I told him, hey,
Real quick, we'll get back to that. We're going to take a look at our powerful performance brought to you by Xfinity. We're going to get to the power of Lawrence Butler and those 4 home runs we were talking about over the last 5 games for number 4. On full display there in West Sac. We'll see if he brought those bats out on the road. But back to McNeil was great because you talk about a triple shy of the cycle.
And I told him, I said, I may or may not have pitted you and my grandmother against each other in a foot race. Can't guarantee who's winning that one, but I said the power, huh? Swing it, Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some choice words about the foot race against my grandmother.
I'm sure he did.
But no, it's just good to see him swing the bat the way he has.
Popped up for Butler, and it'll be the second baseman making the call for it, and Michael Massey. 1 out here in the first.
And I think his steady presence, his steady approach is something that young guys hopefully have paid attention to and are learning from. It's a long season. Things are going to go well for you at times. You're going to find yourself kind of searching for answers to questions that you don't feel like you have answers to at others.
I'll bring up Zach Geloff, originally in the lineup tonight, playing left field, DHing and into left field for a single. Bolte will stop at second. And Geloff coming up with the 3rd hit for the A's.
Well, I think right now what you're seeing from Michael Wacha is he's catching entirely too much of the plate. At this stage, it's not 96, 97 for the right-hander. And that's where command becomes paramount.
Two on and 1 out for Carlos Cortez. So Cortez is the one playing left field now, with Geloff doing the DHing. 260 on the season for Carlos, 7 homers. He's driven in 35, looking to add another in the RBI column here. That home run by McNeil also broke up a streak that the Kansas City Royals starters had rolling. 14 2/3 scoreless innings, their last 2 starters in Randy Dobnak, who the A's will see on Thursday to round out this series. And yesterday, Noah Cameron, who had a no-hit bid rolling, ended up with a complete game against the Angels as Kansas City won a series. Those 2 giving up zeros. Chopped to second, and Massey over to Witt on to first. It'll be a double play to end the first. But the bats got going early, and McNeil got the scoring started.
That's right. Pitch number 1, 1-0. Good guys. To the bottom of the first we go.
The City of Fountains here in Kansas City. Bottom of the first in the Athletics up 1-0. Let's take a look at the lineups brought to you by your Bay Area Sacramento dealers. Carter Jensen's the catcher. He'll lead it off. Bobby Witt Jr. hits second. Jack Caglione. Then it's Michael Garcia. Vinny Pasquantino off of the IL today. Salvador Perez, Massey, Collins, and Isbell. Facing the former draft pick of the Kansas City Royals in Mason Barnett. Delivers the first pitch outside to Carter Jensen. Mason in his 4th start of the regular season. Of course, spent some time out of the pen. And he gets a swing and a miss from Jensen. "16 homers for the Kansas City catcher this season, 56 RBI. Swing and a miss off the changeup.
Carter Jensen going to get some run. I think you look at some of the numbers for Salvador Perez. Maybe just not quite as productive as I know he would like to be.
And a swing and a miss. The changeup gets Jensen, and a nice beginning for Mason Barnett.
Well, we highlighted it in the open. Man, originally drafted by the Kansas City Royals, third round back in 2022, making his fourth start of the season. And if we can see Mason Barnett kind of dip back into that outing he had against the Royals at the end of the season last year, back at home, I feel like you'll be satisfied with what you get tonight if you're Mason Barnett and the A's, which is an opportunity to win the ball game.
Here's the 0-1 to Bobby Witt Jr. In for a strike, going 2. Royals are 51-74 this season. Talk about the teams in the American League, just a few of them really out of the playoff race right now. And it's the A's, Kansas City, and the Angels. And in fact, Kansas City just took a series from the Angels over the weekend on the road. We saw Matt Quatraro there in his 4th season as the manager. They had high hopes this season, Dallas, and obviously they have not performed up to expectation. They have also dealt with the injury bug. We highlighted Vinny Pasquantino coming back today, Michael Garcia as well. And so much like the Athletics, they hope these last 6 weeks they can try to get that core back together and end on a high note.
Well, I think that's just it. You know, you come into the season, everybody does, with high expectations, and I think there are levels to that, right? And for some, it's feeling like we can be competitive, and if things go really well for us, who knows, we can be a part of the postseason conversation. From there, it's postseason or bust. And then I think there's obviously some teams that when you look at them on paper, you can see the room for growth. But in the big leagues, you have expectation to win baseball games.
Here's the 2-2. Witt fouls it back. It's a lot of their heart and soul right there. Getting him back on the field, they hope will help in some of that. And of course, in the offensive production category as well, a team that's only averaged 4.1 runs per game this season. Up and in, check, and Witt held back. Full count here for Mason, an early test against one of the American League stars. And the payoff popped up, heading to foul territory and beyond as this is going to get out of play.
McNeil trying to get over the rail as quickly as possible. Remember, there was an unfortunate incident in Los Angeles about a week or so ago with Freddie Freeman. One headlong from top step over in the camera well area.
That is a tough video to watch. Pitch number 9 coming the way of Bobby Witt Jr. And it misses high. Witt on base with a walk. Let's look at the defense here this evening for the Athletics. Jeff McNeil's at first, Donovan Walton at second, Alika Williams at short, Tommy White's at third, Servin's doing the catching, and in the outfield from left to right, it's Cortez, Bolte, and Butler. And if you're just joining us, Jake Wilson scratched on the BP time today with left shoulder soreness. On the ground and through the hole. Base hit for Jack Caglione. Stopping at second will be Witt Jr. Witt 2 on and 1 out. It'll bring up Michael Garcia. Jansen Visconti is the home plate umpire tonight. Andy Fletcher is the crew chief at first. Alex Tosi at second, and Corey Blazer has third base tonight. Garcia getting a nice round of applause from the crowd here at Kauffman tonight in his return off the IL. Hasn't played since June 23rd, been out with a hand injury. Talk about getting 2 very valuable pieces of your team back, and 2 guys that happen to play the corners of the infield.
Yeah, and I think 2 guys that just provide a little more presence in the clubhouse, in the lineup, and that kind of stuff matters, Jenny. And when you miss both of those things for an extended period of time, that does it. It sort of affects the chemistry. It affects the character.
Bounced away from Servin, and the runners will take the opportunity to move up. 2 in scoring position now, just 1 out. So it takes away the double play.
See Servin try to throw a little chicken wing on it. Ball just skips around.
Goes down as wild pitch against Barnett. You mentioned that start he had against the Royals. That was back at Sutter Health on September 26. 5 2/3 for him in that start. 3 earned runs, 3 strikeouts. Really, when you look at the totality and the body of work of Mason so far, probably one of the better ones of his career to highlight. Ground ball, but foul.
Well, you're ahead here, 1-2. Got to be hunt that punch out.
And the pitch, Garcia serves it into right field. Base hit will bring home the tying run, and a stop sign at third for Caglione. So second goes Garcia, and that's a 1-1 game.
Well, and the ball gets sailed all the way to home plate there, and that's what allows Garcia to head on up to second base. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, elevated, well outside of the strike zone, but Garcia just looking for a pitch he can get a job done on. And that was it right there. 95 up top, just throw the hands at it, and you see that ball come all the way through over the head of the cutoff man. And now the Royals just tack a run on and change places here. Still second and third, 1 out.
Brian Servin's going to head to the mound, and this meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. A big threat in Pasquantino, up with 2 in scoring position.
Well, it's been an area where Pasquatch maybe hasn't excelled. Hit 200 with runners in scoring position. And, you know, I think if I'm Mason Barnett, I think about trying to challenge Vinny Pasquantino here early, understanding kind of what his injury was, right? You got some wrist soreness, dealing with the hamate issue. And right now they're asking Mason Barnett to determine, to declare, are you going from the stretch or are you going from the windup? Stretch has been declared.
Pitch outside, 1-0. So talk about attacking, begins with a changeup against Pasquantino. Swings at the second pitch he sees, high in the air. Out to shallow left, going back is Tommy White. Alika Williams ultimately getting there. And shallow enough that the runner will stay at third. 2 gone.
Well, Visconti behind the plate, born in Latrobe, PA. Birthplace of golf icon Arnold Palmer, as well as Mr. Rogers. Hoorah! Among full-time umpires, 76 challenges, the fewest, 42.1% overturn rate. That is the second lowest. What does that tell you? That Jansen Visconti has been on his best behavior this season in terms of balls and strikes.
Swing and a miss for Salvador Perez. Takes him into the 97-mile-an-hour fastball and gets ahead in the count against the captain. Man who's been at it a long time.
Very storied and decorated career for Salvador Perez. There's no doubt it has been a struggle for the backstop.
See that 199 average against right-handed pitching. It's a piece of it, and it's a 1-2 count. The 1-2. Count all evened up. We're talking about being one of the most decorated players in the game. Well, how about in Royals franchise history? Became the home run leader in Kansas City's history, passing George Brett. Now up to 319 career homers. Check down, he stayed back.
I mean, you're talking about a franchise icon in Salvador Perez. Didn't go.
Payoff pitch coming here from Mason Barnett. Delivered, and this is going to be served into shallow center. Go-ahead run home, and Caglione Garcia behind him, and it's a 3-1 ball game.
Well, Salvador Perez, who has not been swinging it well, and even more specifically so against right-handers, and even with runners in scoring position, Jenny, but able to find a little Easter egg here. Slider well down and out of the zone, but he just kind of throws the bat at it.
Here's the left-handed hitter in Michael Massey. Pitch inside 1-0. I can imagine, Dallas, for a pitcher, this is probably the worst possible scenario. Your team gives you a lead on the road before you get out there. And unfortunately, just 6 batters in, you've watched that lead erased.
Well, not only that, I mean, you know, it's the confidence that takes a big hit early. And that's where compartmentalization becomes key. Can you just let this first inning die where it's at, move on? I mean, you got to be able to get out of the inning. But there's been times, look, you go out, you have a rough go early, and that could be the best inning that they have against you. And then you look up after 5-6 innings worth of work. A gutsy performance, but one that still gives your team a chance to claw back.
3-1 now for Massey, who's coming off a pretty big weekend against the Angels. Went 7 for 11, including a couple of homers there at the Big A. Had one in yesterday's victory. We made a lot over the weekend for the Athletics, winning their first home series since the end of April. That team that they beat was Kansas City at that time. And Massey's gonna work the walk. 2 free passes issued here in the first frame for Mason Barnett. He has runners on first and second in a 3-1 contest. The 8-hole hitter coming up, and Dan Hubbs first will come out for a conversation. This meeting on the mound is brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. Is this the confidence meeting, the slow it down meeting?
This is the Hey, I'm out here to let you know right now that you're going to have to be the one to get us out of this first inning here. But the leash is getting shorter. And you can say all that without really having to say that, because the scoreboard's doing a lot of the talking. The other team is doing a lot of the talking. The baseball is doing a lot of the talking right now. And right now you're trying to silence all of those things. So find a little patch of grass, get right with the man in the mirror, and go attack somebody.
Have Isaac Collins to do that with. Pitch missing in. But the Royals feeling very similar to the Athletics because they hadn't won a series out on the road since June 4th through the 7th, and they finally did that against the Angels. Ground ball. This should do it. Backhanded by Walton and on to first. Out number 3, but 3 runs come across, and the Royals up by 2 after 1. And Tommy White has the advantage. Two 2-0 now. Tommy riding a big high off the homestand. Major League homer number 1. Waited a long time. Took him till his 101st plate appearance.
It's a big league bomb. Gotta feel great.
Takes the 3-0.
And obviously it's been documented, but he's not the first one that we have seen come build with the ability to drive the ball out of the ballpark.
Fly ball towards right in foul territory, and it'll drop. Well, let's take a look at the High Rollers, brought to you by Circa Resort and Casino, and we'll flash back to good old number 1. One he'll never forget. He got all of it out to the berm. This is the best part, though, right, Dallas?
I mean, so pumped up. He was feeling it, as he should. That's homer number 1.
Team all primed and ready to give him the silent treatment. Here's the 3-2, a wave and a miss, and a strikeout will be the first out here in the second.
And Walker changeup. That thing has been gross for a long time.
Dude's been pitching for quite some time. Popped up from Donovan Walton, left side, and out of play. You think about Michael Wacha and the journey beginning. Of course, was with the Cardinals. Starting in 2013 when he made his Major League debut, posted 7 seasons there for the Redbirds. 0-2 on Walton. You look at active pitchers with a win against all 30 teams. That's quite a feat.
It is.
I don't even know that you faced all 30 teams, did you?
No.
Get that chance? Well, the schedule was very different back then, too, in terms of not having the balanced schedule.
But I mean, it speaks to, number 1, how good Michael Wacha has been, and for the duration of time, he's been good. Guys of his status, they become commodities. And, you know, throughout your contract situations, you get identified as a guy that can help put a club over the edge, give him a chance to make a run into the postseason. Actually, no, you look up, you've worn a handful of more uniforms.
2-2 for Walton. Yeah, I mean, he, after that 7 years with the Cardinals, bounced around a bit. It was the Mets, played for Tampa Bay, played for Boston, played for the Padres, so bouncing coasts as well. A couple years ago in 2024, signing a contract with Kansas City, and he's produced for him. So much so that with time left on his contract come trade deadline time, they opted to keep him right here in a Royals uniform.
Yeah, which I think may have surprised some folks. You know, not a free agent until the 2028 campaign. Donovan Walton continues to chip away at the veteran. But, I mean, putting together another very solid season.
Here's the 2-2. That's strike 3. It's going to be a head tap from Walton. He wants an ABS challenge. This ABS is powered by T-Mobile. Guy by Walton. Works into a full count. Lifts this out to right. And the fly ball for Jack Caglione will be the second out. That'll bring up the shortstop, Alika Williams. Williams played the last couple of games. Collected 3 hits over Saturday and Sunday's contest when he was in the starting lineup. Lifts this to shallow center. Massey will call for it and make the catch. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the second. 3-1 Royals. It'll be Kyle Isbell, the 9-hole hitter, up here for Kansas City. Mason Barnett looking for a bounce back inning. 33 pitches in that first. Gave up the 3 runs off of 3 hits. Isbell's hitting .231 this season, 4 homers.
Well, if you're Mason Barnett right now, you'd like to go out and have a quick one. Goes without saying why. Pitch number 36 on its way. After a 3-run first inning, need to get back in, fill up the strike zone. And these are reasons why you find yourself getting opportunities in different roles. Said a different way, you haven't been able to kind of take control of the opportunities. Because I think you could probably put together a handful of candidates and say, well, who's going to throw the most strikes consistently? If so, you might have yourself a spot in the starting rotation.
One missing outside, and the 3rd walk of the ball game. The 3rd of the lineup has walked here against Mason Barnett as it flips back over to Carter Jensen. Three consecutive starts now for Mason, where he's allowed 3 walks. Strike out Jensen to start the game, but begins with the ball low.
No, and Jenny, I'm speaking from experience when I tell you that not being able to command the baseball and fill up the strike zone as often as necessary to start a ball game, you will find yourself running out of those opportunities to be a part of the rotation.
Ground ball, but off the foot of Carter, and he'll bounce around. Walk around, I should say.
And what I understood was, if you're going to be a part of a starting rotation, young left-hander, it's going to be because you can command the baseball and we know the defense is going to work behind you. You're not punching out the world up here in the big leagues. So we need you to fill up the strike zone and maybe take advantage of what we can do defensively behind you. And if you can do that, then you help get us to where we need to be in terms of not wearing out the bullpen, not overexposing guys. Sometimes it just takes perspective, and it takes maybe somebody sitting you down and just kind of translating it for you, giving it to you in a different way where you realize, okay, I think I might understand now, where I do not want to run out of these opportunities. And that's where you just try to continue to build. And I know it sounds cliche, but build from pitch to pitch, from at bat to at bat, inning to inning. And if you can do that, you look up and you start to realize, you know what, I've put together a decent outing this time around. Let's see what I can do 5 days from now.
Barnett attacking Jensen right now. Unfortunately misses with the ball, 2-2. Mason came over to the Athletics in a trade with the Royals in 2024. That was for Lucas Erceg. It also involved Will Klein, who eventually ended up with the Dodgers, won a World Series last year. And Jared Dickey, the outfielder. Another full count. It's 3 now through 10 batters faced. For a ground ball here, runner taking off, in the air instead, deep to right field. Butler on the move back. Butler will make the catch right before the wall. And it'll send Isbell back, 1 gone.
Just not quite enough behind it. Ball hit hard, ball hit high, ball just not hit quite far enough.
And now with 1 out, a prime opportunity. That's what you were just suggesting. Let your defense work here. Bobby Witt Jr., one of those 3 walks that Mason Barnett has allowed. Scored one of the 3 runs. Ball away from Servin, into scoring position is Isbell, and that will take away the double play opportunity. Second wild pitch of the game for Barnett.
Slider that Servin not able to kick out around. Ball ends up off the backstop. Double play out of order, as you said, partner. And now you've got some work to do. Bobby Witt Jr. in 282 with runners in scoring position this season.
Here's the pitch, well struck to left. Bobby Witt Jr. with a 2-run homer. #15th on the season for the Royals shortstop. It's now 5-1 Kansas City.
'95 top shelf. Bobby Witt got all of it. And just a line drive out of the ballpark.
Caglione, a ground ball to second. 2 gone.
That gives you an idea of just how hard that ball was hit by Bobby Witt Jr. That ball left the ballpark, and the deep fly ball off the bat of Jensen to right field, virtually in the same spot, caught right at the track.
Garcia will take strike. Looks like Mason can't hear on the pitch comm. It's pointing to the equipment, so the umpire will join him on the mound to get things all squared away. What's your favorite interruption of a ball game these days? A technology interruption.
God, I love technology. Who's got it? Huh? Hanson saying, why don't we get this taken care of here? Here we go, on a hop.
There we go, some fresh batteries.
Hello, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
No. Yes, they can. It is fixed, Dallas.
All right. Let's go get some outs.
Next pitch will be number 50 here for Barnett. Garcia with the ground ball, chopped left side. Alika Williams deep in the hole, and the bounce over, not in time. What a great effort by the shortstop.
Well, and at times you'll see guys, Jenny, working the ball that deep in the hole, try to get rid of it quickly and use the ground. A little bounce pass. See Alika take a couple extra steps to stop and gather himself, and I think by that time, the hustle down the line from Garcia going to make all the difference.
Here's Vinny Pasquantino. Vinny opted for a rehab assignment. Some guys here late in the season, depending on the position of their team, might not do that. Others want to get the timing down before they get back to the big league level. Check over up first. And 17 games missed with that right wrist soreness. And it took 7 rehab games for him before feeling right and ready.
Can't deal with that. Damn it, I see you lurking.
Caught a peep of the necklace earlier. It's kind of bouncing around there. I think the Sasquatch medallion tucked in right now. The 0-2 held up.
Yeah, that's a chain pop we don't need to see. Did he go? No.
And the 1-2. Ground ball to first, picked up. Jeff McNeil looks back to the umpire, but he calls it a foul ball. Here's the 1-2 again, and it misses inside. Runner takes off, late throw down, out. Alika getting the tag on Michael Garcia. And that's out number 3. We'll see if Kansas City wants to check it. They're still waiting from inside. And Matt Quatraro says no. After 2, it's now 5-1 after the 2-run homer from Bobby Witt. Brian Servin will be leading things off. Called strike against Servin. Michael Waka back to work after a 1-2-3 second. He scored on a Jeff McNeil homer to lead off the game, and then the scoring for Kansas City opening up over the last 2 innings against Mason Barnett. Two and two now. Smoked shot down there. Did you see it hitting you on Dallas?
No, very close. One of those things where you got to get up, kind of check your pants, make sure everything's okay.
Little flyby. Some hot coffee like Top Gun. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball to foul.
What's scarier is when you see the replay of it, because you're reminded. You lie to yourself initially, like, oh, I've just got out of the way of that. No, you didn't. I tell you what happened is you just got lucky. That's what happened. Because you'll look back and you'll realize that ball would have went through my head.
Lifted in the air to center. On the move is Isbell, and he'll be there to make the catch. One gone, and that'll bring up Jeff McNeil.
And time now for StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. Here's what it's looked like after the All-Star break for the veteran. 28 knocks under the belt of Jeff McNeil. Good for a 389 average, 985 OPS, 3 home runs.
You love to see those numbers. Big change for McNeil since the middle of July. Last month of work. He's been putting it in offensively. Something about that leadoff spot, huh? A little power from McNeil in the leadoff spot.
Power hitting, left-handed first baseman in the leadoff spot. Stop me if you've heard this before.
The A's come up with a few of those, don't they?
Jeff McNeil playing the role and playing it well.
One and two's the count against McNeil. Walker allowed 3 hits in that first inning. And not one since. McNeil chops to second. Massey play the high hop. 2 gone.
That's what good
sunset, huh?
It is. I tell you, what's even better looking is the way that Walker's thrown the ball since that first pitch of the ball game. And he gave up a few hits in that first inning, Jenny, but was able to limit the damage, settle down. His offense came up and went right to work. He's paid them off by throwing up a goose egg, looking to do the same thing here. That's just been the issue there. Second lowest run support in the majors.
Yeah, I think as you started to go through his numbers, okay, the ERA turning in at 3.46. The amount of batters he continues to retire and the minimal damage, he really hasn't had many wins.
Well, I mean, you go back over his last 16 starts, and that's the middle of May. The Royals have scored 4 runs or less in 16 starts for Michael Walker.
tonight they got him that run support early, up to 5 through their first 2 innings of offense.
And Jenny, we touched on it. Michael Walker's been around a while. This is the longest streak of his career he's experienced something like that.
Wow. That's a full count against Bolte. Yeah, 333 career games for Waka coming into tonight, 116 wins. A career ERA, a 3.85. So he's done it consistently for quite some time. And the payoff pitch now to Bolte. Reset coming, Bolte with a hit early in the first. That's something he did well in the leadoff spot as well the last couple games. Strikes out here, and another 1-2-3 for Waka. We'll go to the bottom of the third. A's trail by 4.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroads. There's a secret adventure in the trees. Join Roaring Camp's Kids Club for free.
Back in Kansas City, the Athletics, well, taking a presidency for a few days. A 4-game set here against the Royals. Mason Barnett back to work with the middle of the order. Benny Pasquantino back up again after Kel Garcia was thrown out at second in the second. What are the things you want to see here in this third inning for Mason Barnett? It's been a struggle out of the gate to get strikes in.
Well, it has, and I think that's exactly why I was talking about being able to command the baseball. Can he go back out there? Can he have a quick one in that second inning? As indeed able to start to, I think, find a little bit of consistency, but right now just having a tough time keeping the Royals off the board. So here in the third inning, really, Jenny, it's more of the same. Can you get ahead? If so, can you put the at-bat to bed sooner rather than later?
2-1 count against Pasquantino. Ground ball to first. McNeil will come in and step on the base. One gone. And you can hear the crowd for their captain, Salvador Perez, up for the second time. Drove in the go-ahead runs back in the first off a 2 RBI single.
I talked about Salvador Perez, productivity or lack thereof, the fact that Carter Jensen is probably going to get a little more regular run maybe. In terms of wins above replacement in the catching position, Salvador Perez minus 1.3 wins above replacement.
For the 26 season.
For the 26 season. Carter Jensen sitting at 1.7. So you've got captain Salvador essentially a net negative, though he has delivered here in this ball game. So when you start to zoom out and you ask questions about why the team is in the position they're in, why they haven't had some of the success that you would anticipate or you'd expect them to have, I think it's just, you know, a combination of not being healthy, some underperforming parts of the puzzle.
Two and two the count now, and yeah, you see that, you know, Salvador has caught only 44 games this season. He's played 19 games at first base, probably a bit of a product of when Benny Pasquantino was out. Obviously, Jack Caglione filled in that spot too. Swing and a miss. That'll be the second strikeout of the ball game for Barnett.
See where they set the target. They want it up. Barnett obliged, 95. Top shelf, and Sal can't get to it.
Mason looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. And the pitch to Michael Massey, missing outside. So we talk a lot about first pitch strikes, attacking the zone, getting ahead. You're just not seeing that today.
No, I don't know that it's necessarily a mystery. 6 of 16 first pitch strikes. These are little things that, I think at this point in the season, you hear him so much, you feel like harping on it. The idea is it's a foundational pillar to success on the mound for a starting pitcher. We don't have the conversation about the race to 2 strikes for no reason. You got to be able to get ahead, stay ahead, and put the at-bat to bed.
Here's the 2-1. Gets the called strike to even things up. Massey's coming off a 3-hit Sunday in Anaheim. Went 3 for 4 against the Angels. Had a home run. This one deep to left, and it's going to be a foul ball.
Just talking to folks around the Royals side of things, Massey, I think, a guy who has done a lot for the club offensively, and that's after maybe not getting off to the greatest start. Went through some changes in the offseason, made some adjustments to the swing. Those might not have panned out early, so you kind of go back to the drawing board, get back to some of the basics.
And Massey in his 5th season here with the Royals. So far as it stands right now, best season by batting average. Came into the game hitting .271. Ground ball right side and through.
I think that right there is an example of getting back to the basics for Massey. I think early on you might have seen him still with a little bit of barrel lag, barrel dump, but instead just short to the ball there, especially with 2 strikes.
Isaac Collins up now with 2 outs and 1 on. Pitch missing low, 1-0. Tough road trip for Collins. Went just 1 for 19 on their Southern California adventure through Los Angeles to face the Dodgers and then the Angels over the weekend. And again, it looks like we're having a pitch comm issue. Second time tonight in the middle of the game, they've had to fix the technology.
Well, hope Matty Weiss packed the batteries. And I know it's kind of an aside at this point, but this is just one more thing, Jenny, when things aren't going well for you and you've had a difficult time creating any sort of rhythm. To have a situation like this pop up, and now for the 2nd time tonight, it's really not doing you many favors. Tommy White looks like he has surrendered his pitch comm. Now this one that Servin just got.
While they work things out, we'll let you know that you can bench your mobile provider for better coverage and bigger savings. With Xfinity Mobile, get Wi-Fi and 5G that won't strike out. Xfinity, imagine that. Well, looks like things are all sorted out. We'll get back to Isaac Collins at the plate. 1-1 count. Barnett's season high in pitches, 82. So getting closer to that number with pitch 74.
Yeah, it might be wishful thinking to try to get through 5 with pitch number 75 on its way right now. Talked about what an elevated pitch count like this in such a condensed period of time means physically. It's wear and tear.
A mask completely ripped off of Jansen Visconti, the home plate umpire. Well, it's just kind of been one thing after another here, hasn't it?
Yeah, it looks like the crew's going to come in and check on their boy. Hey, how you doing back there?
Get a trainer out and involved too.
I'd say it's just never any fun dealing with that. Something that comes with the territory. You can see they're having a little fun. Doing all right. Here we go. Said if I start missing balls and strikes, you'll know something's up. That's how good he's been behind the plate this year.
Very true. Very true.
Take another peek.
Yeah. We love to see sometimes that catcher-umpire dynamic, and when it becomes humanized in the middle of a game. That's great. Business at hand, trying to get the final out here. Full count for Collins. That's 4 now. 3-2 counts that Mason Barnett has found himself in. Three walks issued to go along with the 6 hits given up for 5 runs. Massey will take off on the pitch, and it misses low and in. Make it 4 walks on the evening, first and second. Catcher Brian Servin looking back in the dugout and kind of nodding towards pitching coach, and Dan Hubbs does come out of the dugout and heads towards the mound.
Well, Jenny, it's maybe a little bit of a slower walk out here to get that bullpen going, make a few throws here with the pitching coach out there. From there, a slow walk back, a slow walk out to the mound by the manager. And that could very well mean the end of the outing.
This meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price.
Looks like it's Hayden Yinger starting to move around with a little pace out in that A's bullpen.
Certainly not the way you want to start any ball game, but to start a road trip where you're in the middle of a pretty big stretch anyways, a shortened outing from your starter, not ideal here. A's were able over the weekend in the series they won to get some good starts. That included one from Jacob Lopez yesterday, where he had a quality start worth 6 innings.
Yeah, I mean, you get a little length from Ginn, you get a little length from Lopez. Feels like it helps that bullpen kind of catch their breath a bit.
One and knows the count for Kyle Isbell, and another pitch missing low. Out of the 4 walks so far, 2 have scored. It was the leadoff walk to Kyle Isbell that ended up in a 2-run homer for Bobby Witt Jr. and got the Royals to 5. for the pickoff play at second. And back is Massey in time.
Not mad at it, looking for outs.
Massey and Collins on, 2 outs, and here's the 2-1. Swung on line to left and foul. And the 2-2, another full count. Servin just holding up the 2 outs, reminding his pitcher, let's finish this. Try and get the 9-hole hitter before the order flips over. Runners will take off on the pitch, and here it is. Liner into center, and it's going to bounce in front of Bolte. Here comes run number 6 in Massey. It's an RBI single for Isbell. Collins moves up to third, and indeed Carter Jensen is going to reach the plate here this inning, but he'll be facing a new pitcher as Mark Kotze points to the pen and makes the walk out to make the change. Mason Barnett can't get through 3 here in this opener against the Royals.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics.
6-1, Royals lead the Athletics, bottom of the third, and another threat. 2 on and 2 outs. Mason Barnett knocked out of the game, and it'll be the bullpen the rest of the way, starting with Hayden Yinger.
That's right. Yinger got a job to do right now.
Swing and a miss against Carter Jensen. Left-handed hitting catcher in a run-scoring opportunity. Tough one for Mason, just 2 2/3, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, responsible for the 2 men on. Walked 4, and really had a hard time pinning down the strike zone at different points, got deep into counts. Just 45 of his 83 pitches for strikes.
Yeah, it's a tough way to finish a ball game.
You just think about the disappointment. You know, we were setting it up with his first career start at Kauffman, a place he probably dreamed of making his major league debut one day after being drafted by the Royals in 2022 out of Auburn. Unfortunately, just couldn't get the job done today.
Well, it is. It's tough. You know that there is some emotion that goes into a ball game like that for you.
And now a full count for Yinger out of the pen against Jensen.
And if you're looking for a bright spot, Michael Wacha has had to sit for a while.
Payoff with the runner going at first in the air, and a fly ball out coming from Henry Bolte. One more added, it's 6-1 after 3.
Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. That's right, all 30. So for more info, visit MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps.
Back at the K, a little sunset here in Kansas City. It's been a beautiful day, especially for the month of August. We'll see how the weather pans out the next couple of days. If it stays like this, you may be purchasing real estate here. I don't know.
I'd stop short of that. I do enjoy the food here.
Did you get some barbecue today?
No, I've got, that's...
Lined up, I know.
Oh, yeah.
One hopper to second, and Massey able to control it, and he'll throw out Lawrence Butler. One gone to start the top of the fourth. Hot shot there at second.
Well, about 98 miles an hour off the bat with some top spin. You see Master just kind of waited out. You see him get that glove down on the ground. A little easier for him to work from low to high.
I'll bring up Zach Geloff, and he'll take a strike from walk-up. Zach with a single in the first, hitting .279 this season. Couple players to highlight over the homestand. We've talked about Lawrence Butler and the power performance that he put on display, but Zach was no slouch. 3 homers for him over the last week between the series against Tampa Bay and the series win for the A's against the Rangers. 7 for 23. All that will coming off of the injured list, so great to see his offense pick up where it left off.
Well, that's kind of been the message I've sent to folks who ask questions about, you know, how things have gone for the lineup, for players in general. They've asked about Zach Geloff, and the message is this guy is a competitor, but from there, he's as diligent of a worker as you're going to come across. And I think it's because he has found new life in his role, and that has given him so much confidence at the plate.
And here the changeup gets him, third strikeout for walk-up. And now let's get a word from the California Community Colleges.
Get the money you need to reach your goals. At a California community college, financial aid is available year-round to help you cover tuition, books, supplies, and other basic needs like food and sometimes even the rent. Get started today at icangotocollege.com.
2 gone, and it'll bring up Carlos Cortez. Carlos riding a 3-game hit streak, 3 for 10 over that time. One of those pieces of the Athletics that was so valuable early in this season with the injury to Brent Rooker, unfortunate season-ending surgery. Talk about playing a variety of roles. Building at DH, he's played some outfield. We've seen Carlos on the mound more times than we'd like.
Fair to say.
But that offense took a bit of a dive from the middle of May to the beginning of August. So good to see him getting that average back up here in the month of August.
Well, and look, I think he's one of the guys that you can highlight when we talk about these players grinding their way through a full season. And if you're somebody who hasn't necessarily been an everyday player at this level.
Ground ball to second, backhanded by Massey, and the throw across his body for another 1, 2, 3. That's 10 straight retired by Michael Walkup. The new era of baseball in Las Vegas is right around the corner. For only $19.01, you can secure priority access to 2028 season tickets at the future A's ballpark. You'll get early access to new products, such as our recently unveiled dugout clubs featuring ultra-close baseline seating and an elevated game day experience. To secure your spot, visit athletics.com/Vegas. Hayden Yinger continues to work for the Athletics. Came in to get the final out of the 3rd inning on a shortened outing from Mason Barnett. Just 2 2/3 innings of work. Facing Bobby Witt for the first time. He'll have Caglione and Michael Garcia as well. In the air, lifted out to center. Charging in is Bolte, and Bolte will leave his feet to make the catch. Seen that a time or two.
Sure have. Closing speed. Ball off the end of the bat. Like it hung up just long enough for Bolte to get a beat on it, and once he did, target acquired, mission accomplished.
One out, and Jack Caglione swings at the first pitch, lines it out to right field. Lawrence Butler with the catch, 2 outs.
Here you go, fill it up, early contact, early outs.
There's something to a rhythm of a baseball game, right? And when you talk about the walks issued from pitchers and innings getting extended, lengthening, time on defense, all of a sudden this can flip the script, it would feel like, for the offense if they can get 3 quick outs here.
Well, in football, it's called time of possession.
That's right. Michael Garcia in the air, out to center field. Bolte will move to his left and make the catch. 3 outs by the outfield, and we'll move on to the 5th inning. And Matt Mayoko and Jennifer Lee Chan have you covered with daily in-depth 49ers training camp reports from Santa Clara, only on NBCSportsCalifornia.com. Back here at the K's, work to do for the green and gold, down by 5. Michael Wacha gave up a leadoff homer to Jeff McNeil, and he's been pretty fantastic since. Tommy White will take the pitch low and begin to head the count. 25th start of the season for Wacha. And it's a guy, Dallas, that as the season's gone on, he seems to get stronger.
Well, he's been exceptional, Jenny, and he's been really good for a really long time.
Tommy in the air, out to left. Did Tommy catch the homer bug? He certainly did. Number 2 for Tommy Tanks. It's now 6-2.
I'm Tanks. Ah, you.
First homer out on the road in his major league career. Check the box.
Well, it ain't off no slouch either. 92 starting to work in just a bit, and Tommy able to meet it at the spot. Well, now it's just a matter of sitting back and waiting and seeing, are these coming in bunches? Is that how it goes for Tommy Tanks? We'll find out. But back-to-back ball games with big swings for Tommy White.
Lifted in the air to left center for Donovan Walton, and off the base of the wall. Walton into second. Back-to-back extra base hits for the A's here in the 5th.
Donovan Walton gets himself a fastball. 94 is starting to creep away to the arm side, and you can see where Kyle Isbell shaded towards that left center gap, but this ball ends up curling back over the head of Collins off the base of the wall.
Runner in scoring position for Alika Williams. Squares to bunt, pulls back. 1-0. Has been swinging the bat well. 304 over the last 10 games. Lifts this in the air. Out to right center, on the move, and a catch from the right fielder in Jack Caglione. 90 feet moving up is Donovan Walton. So a productive out for Alika Williams.
Look, and I think this is going to be a great inning worth of momentum here for the Athletics if they can find a way to push Alika across. You get a big swing from Tommy White to put you back on the board. Donovan Walton follows that up with a double. You do a good job of getting them on and getting them over with Alika Williams and that deep fly ball. Now it's up to backstop Brian Servin to see if he can't kind of cap this 5th inning off here. You know, and Jenny, this is where, look, you take stock of the infield. What are they doing? What are they telling you right now? Go ahead. Put it on the ground. Really take your pick. Anywhere. We'll trade you the run for an out. Okay, fantastic. Still the 5th inning. A lot of baseball left.
Servin out to left and deep. This ball, stay fair, it does. Home run for Brian Servin, and all of a sudden, it's a 6-4 ball game.
Just like that. We started the inning talking about how good Michael Wacha has been, how consistent Michael Wacha has been. We sit here now with a couple of long balls and a double later. Carter Jensen out to chit-chat with his veteran, and here's why. Changeup down, Servin sat on it, served up a 2-run shot. Peace. Beautiful sound off the barrel.
3rd home run of the season for Servin. When you talk about 3 home runs in a ball game, Michael Wacha's only done that one other time this year. On the ground for McNeil. His counterpart at first will take it to the bag. 2 gone.
And I'm not sure how much jeopardy this is in at this moment in time, but Michael Wacha, a guy who's been as consistent as it gets when it comes to being able to get you through 6 innings worth of work. In 6 innings in 18 of his 24 starts this season.
That's a guy who posted 16 quality starts out of the 24 he had coming in to the game tonight. Really, it's the home numbers for Wacha too, right? He absolutely took command here at his home ballpark. Start of May posted a 2.61 ERA at the K. A's have tagged him for 4. Here's the 0-2 to Henry Bolte. Swung on, chopped over Wacha, and Massey will make the throw to first for out number 3, but a pair of homers, and it's a 2-run game.
Tommy White, launch a ball. Serving up another.
Bottom of the 5th, it's 6-4. Athletics score 3 in the top of the 5th. And now it's up to Hayden Yinger to have a shutdown inning. Yinger's faced 4 batters, starting with Carter Jensen at the top of the order, retired all 4. He has Pasquantino, Perez, and Massey.
Well, an opportunity to just throw up another goose egg. And Jenny, this is how you quickly start to move yourself into leverage situations.
Lifted in the air, high out to right. Warren Sputler will meet the ball for the first out. Benny Pasquantino in his return off the IL tonight, 0 for 3 so far. Salvador Perez, who hits behind him, 1 for 2. He's driven in 2 of the 6 runs for Kansas City. Perez wants to see if maybe that hit him. Umpires waiting to see if they want to challenge, and they do. So Matt Quattraro getting the signal from inside.
Well, Servin saying, I'm not sure. I don't think so.
The call in the field was no interference by the catcher. That's
Oh,
what
it's
the
catcher's
replay
interference
review
is what they're checking on here. Yep.
Oh. And you see the reaction from Salvador immediately. And look, I'll be honest, I think Servin doing a good job of just playing it off. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
This manager's challenge is brought to you by Mazda. And Servin's like, I didn't feel it.
Yeah. I don't know. I got a glove on, so I don't know, man.
And here's the call.
After review, it's been determined there was catcher's interference. The hitter will go to first base. Kansas City will retain their challenge.
Pouncey just getting the explanation.
Yeah, I think Kotz might have been questioning, like, hey, well, I mean, it wasn't a full swing. And I think the question, may have been, well, look, if it's a foul ball first and then the bat hits the glove, we still dealing in the same territory there? So just some clarification there for the skipper.
To run around with 1 out, Michael Massey up for the 3rd time. Been on base both times he's come up, a walk and a single. He takes a strike. It's back-to-back games we've seen catcher's interference. Elias Diaz committed the violation yesterday at the end of the ball game back in West Sac. Liner out to center, Bolte with the catch. It'll send Perez back to first, 2 gone. On athletics.tv, you can watch NBC Sports California athletics games in home television territory with no blackouts. Take advantage of the price drop now, just $34.99 for the rest of the season. Isaac Collins up, facing Hayden Yinger for the first time. Ground out and a walk for Collins in the ball game. That's going to be an ABS challenge from Brian Servin.
Pitch is called a ball. Catcher's count.
This ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Call is confirmed.
Yeah.
The Athletics have 1 challenge remaining.
Look down.
Servin losing one of the 2 challenges for the Athletics. Ground ball to second. Walton over to first, and the 3rd out for the Athletics. We'll move it to the 6th. A's looking for 2.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota. Let's go places.
Athletics down 6-4, top of the 6th. Lawrence Butler leads it off, and it'll be the first bullpen appearance for the Royals and the first appearance for the left-hander in Connor Thomas for Kansas City. Selected off waivers from the A's back on July 30th.
You see the numbers there for Connor Thomas, just a couple of ball games under his belt. Right now trying to slow down an A's offense that is finding different ways to climb back into this ball game, mostly via the long ball.
And there's the line for Michael Wacha tonight. 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, but 3 home runs.
Yeah, indeed does not get through those 6 innings.
Now shortest outing for Wacha since July 9th. Wacha is in line for the win at this point, and he has not recorded a win since June 22nd in one of his starts. Athletics would love to have something to say about it. And you said it, chipping away. 3 runs scored in the 5th. Now looking to build some of that offense here against the pin of Kansas City. And the 3-2 ground ball and a hot shot right towards Garcia. It'll go off his glove. On is Lawrence Butler.
Hey, put it in play, good things can happen. This ball hit well. They're going to give that a base hit. Yeah.
It's a base hit.
I love me some Lawrence Butler, so I guess I'll leave it at that. Maybe that's why.
It was 100 miles an hour off the bat.
Yeah, just a step to his right. Chose to backhand it.
A hit in the book for Butler. 0-1's the count against Zach Geloff. Swing and a miss.
I mean, you can see the ball. It's got some side spin to it, and it kind of kicks back to Garcia's left just a little bit. But man, again, hey, you love it if you're the Athletics.
First 4 batters for the A's, all with the hit tonight. 7 of the 9. And a swing and a miss. Geloff down on strikes for the 2nd time this evening. 1 gone. That'll bring up Carlos Cortez for the 3rd time. And Cortez on the ground for the 3rd time. A double play chance again for the Royals, and they convert. Lead off. Infield hit from Lawrence Butler, erased.
A's fans, get ready for our 3-game series against the Minnesota Twins starting Monday, August 24th. Don't miss a beat of the action, especially on Wednesday, August 26th, when we host K-Pop Demon Hunters Night. Be there early to grab an exclusive K-Pop Demon Hunters jersey to celebrate the global hit phenomenon. You can lock in your seats today at athletics.com/tickets.
6-4. Royals up by 2, bottom of the 6th. Scott Blewett has entered the game for the Athletics after a really nice job by Hayden Yinger. 1 pitch, 1 out for Blewett, so picking up where Yinger left off.
And that's the name of the game right now, Jenny, is pass the baton. It's a relay race to the finish line out there in that bullpen, and you just want to make sure that you run your leg efficiently. 9th appearance for Blewett right now. There's Yinger kind of going over his outing, some at-bats.
Call strike to Carter Jensen. 2 1/3 for Yinger. 0s across the board. That's what you'd like to see. A's have now retired 9 straight. Jensen 0 for 3 tonight. pitch for strike. Jensen became the 10th rookie in club history to hit 16 home runs in a season. This time he flies out to center field for out number 2. And here comes fan favorite Bobby Witt Jr. Gave the fans something to cheer about in the second with the 2-run homer. Was his 15th on the season. Blewett appeared 2 days ago against Texas. It was multi-innings of work for him, an inning and a third. Here's a ground ball through the hole on the left side. Bobby Witt has reached for the 3rd time tonight, 2nd hit.
Well, Bobby Witt gets a little wrinkle away from him. He hit an absolute laser out of the ballpark back in the 2nd inning. Thankfully, this one stays in the yard.
There's Jack Caglione. Cags, as they call him, has been on a tear. 17 of those 22 home runs he has this season have come since the beginning of June. You look at the last 17 games alone, 6 homers, 21 driven in with a .388 batting average. He can't cut off certain months of the season, Dallas, because right now with his slower start in April and May, he's on pace for 29 homers this year. But if you were to pan out 162 games from June 1st on, it'd be 44 homer pace for the season.
How about that? You see the man at the top of the list there, Chandler Simpson. Very different skill set than Cags. And that's something that has been present since he showed up to the big leagues, is the power. You know that there's been tremendous power in the bat of Caglione. It's just a matter of whether or not he was going to be able to get to the baseball consistently enough to showcase that power.
Yeah, 7 home runs for him in the 62 games played last year. Taken off from first is Witt, the throw down from Servin. And Bobby Witt has just picked up stolen base number 33.
And just another part of his game that's almost unfair. You could see well off the bag with his lead. And Jenny, it feels like once he decides to commit to the sprint, he's at top speed quickly.
His 33 stolen bases, good for 3rd in Major League Baseball. And Jazz Chisholm were tied at that number. We were talking about the leader on the board earlier. You were very surprised, as was I, with who was at the top.
Yeah, Nunez.
Nunez from Washington, 40 stolen bags this season.
Nassim, he'll be playing a little more shortstop these days. C.J. Abrams going to see a little more time over at second base.
Here's the 2-2 and a liner into right. Home comes the run, and Bobby Witt Jr. in the throw to second. Royals adding one back, 7-4.
Well, it looks like This cutter up under the hands of Caglione. Not in a terrible spot. Caglione just wins the at-bat.
Back-to-back hits producing a run, and now with 2 outs, Blewett facing Garcia.
You know, and that's an example of why I believe we will continue to see this game cycle back to rewarding athletes like Bobby Witt Jr. I mean, he's been handsomely rewarded contractually. But it's because of what you just saw. Get on base this time with his second hit of the game. Steals second. So now you're in scoring position. And you have a teammate come up, deliver a 2-out knock, and you add insurance. And it's because of the athleticism.
Signed an 11-year contract extension a couple seasons ago that'll last through 2034. The tune of $288 million. Sure, some bonuses in there that can bump it up a bunch. Two to Garcia, swing and a miss. Blewett gets the strikeout for the final out of the 6th. 1 run came across, and the A's trail by 3.
Welcome back. Time now for your play of the game presented by your California Ford dealers. First pitch, first swing, first run of the ball game for the A's. Tommy White would get in on the action, as would the backstop, Brian Serven. We've seen some good swings from the Athletics offense, trying to swing their way back into this. Royals just put up another run of insurance and have gone to their bullpen again. It's going to be Schreiber in the ball game now for Kansas City. 50th appearance of the season for the Royals.
One of their workhorses down in the pen and just a bit outside. Ball for Tommy, 1-2. Kansas City's bullpen missing one big piece, and they've been missing it all season long. That's their closer, Carlos Estevez. Foot contusion has kept him out since March.
I tell you, it's nothing to mess with. You can't drive off the backside, or you're not comfortable landing on the front post because you've got some issues with the foot. It can be very, very dangerous to try to pitch through because you find yourself in compromised positions, end up changing things mechanically, which can put you in positions you're just not used to. Now you start to recruit different muscles, either at the beginning or maybe the end of your delivery.
Ground ball to short. Bobby Witt over to first, and Tommy White retired. One gone, and that'll bring up Donovan Walton to face Schreiber. Of course, the trade they made with the A's a couple years ago to acquire Lucas Ursig. He's found himself more in a middle reliever role this year. High fly ball out to center field. And a long jog in for Isbell. 2 gone, and Aliko Williams up to bat. But Craig Kimbrell signed as a depth piece for the Royals.
Yeah.
Bounced around on a few teams this year. I'm sure over a 4-game set, we'll see the veteran reliever in.
Well, it's something you know, I want to applaud Craig Kimbrell because I think it'd be more than understandable if he decided to pack it up, take it to the house, consider it a job well done. But it's clearly and purely a love for the game of baseball that he continues to stick around.
Routine ground ball to short. 3 up, 3 down. We'll stretch here in Kansas City. Royals up 7-4. In town as well as the Baltimore Orioles. August will end very soon. Crazy to think about it. The dog days of summer. Royals up 7-4, bottom of the 7th. Vinny Pasquantino to face Scott Blewett, who continues to work at the 6th inning and now starts the 7th. Fly ball deep to left and right at the wall, a chance for Cortez, but it pops out of his glove. Pasquantino will round second, but he'll stop with a double. And there's the sight you were hoping not to see.
I mean, it's the greatest gimmick in baseball. Pasquantino gonna lace a double over to left. Cortez had a bead on it off the glove as he elevates. See him kind of taking stock of where he's at, just not able to come down with it cleanly. And the Pasquatch got to second quickly, thought about going to third. See you later.
The Sasquatch has been out of work because the Pasquatch has been on the injured list. Ground ball, Alika Williams with the throw to first. One gone.
You think the Sasquatch sends Vinny a get well card at some point? Hey, no pressure.
Losing money over your
Just
butt.
letting you know I'm not able to come to the ballpark if you're not here at the ballpark.
That's right. So get better quickly. Underline, underline, underline. Michael Massey up with 1 out. 1 for 2, also has a walk. He scored 1 of the 7 Royals runs.
Where are you at real quickly on the Sasquatch? Yes or no? Real? Not real? I mean, we just saw one, but you know.
We've seen one in the wild at the ballpark, yes. You know where I stand. I mean, do I have to announce it?
Wow, non-believer.
I mean, you didn't need to highlight it like that.
Well,
I think you've just actually put me in a box that I can't get out of.
Well, I mean, look,
Duct tape it shut, it's fine.
It's your belief system, and that's fine.
And a foul tip will be out number 2. Are you going to persuade me now?
Well, I was just, could I interest you in any footage? I mean,
I've seen the footage.
Still a non-believer. Fastball up top. Massey just beat to the spot here. See if Blewett can't leave the Pasquatch out in no man's land.
And a 1 count for Collins. I mean, I've seen you go to great lengths to either produce a payback or perhaps make a point.
Oh.
So if you want to get to work on that and you want to spend your precious time outside of your card collecting to go ahead and produce a Sasquatch in the wild for me to see with my own 2 eyes, or 4 eyes as I have right now, you do that, buddy.
I was, you did call me a nerd at lunch.
I'm just going to say you're venturing into that territory, and there is nothing wrong with that. You are a card collector, a lover of the baseball cards, and it has ventured into a new realm. Do you want to share with us what that realm is? Because it's far, far away in another galaxy, isn't it? We're not talking Star Wars.
I mean, nothing wrong with a little planetary pursuit.
I mean, just listen to yourself. Planetary Pursuit?
Shout out Cosmic Chrome. Great product.
Gosh. I really would rather you produce these cards for me. I'll be a believer in that system before the Sasquatch.
Look, I'm working on it. That's the whole deal.
So you're just collecting cards of planets.
They're not of no, they're not of planet. What are you talking about?
A swing and a miss. Talking about the strikeout.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Leaving Pasquatch on second.
/ theme games.
Welcome back to Kansas City. 7-4 the score. Top of the 8th. Time winding down for the Athletics here. They'll have Brian Servant against Nate Pearson to start, and just want to make sure we can clarify what Dallas is collecting. So Planetary Pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cards of planets. Well, it is a little bit. It's cards of planets with baseball players in front of them.
Is that going to make you feel better about it?
Yeah, it does. I literally, today you're talking with Jeremy Guthrie, doing a great job on television. Jeremy dabbling in a lot of things. We know he can nerd out on some shoes. He can nerd out on some cards. So the two of you are just going back and forth.
Oh, it's great. Like you got to be careful. Me and Jay Guts, because I have found myself late for places I've needed to be.
Late for the pre-pro meeting today. Sorry about that, Phil.
Yeah.
Shout out to our producer today who had to wait for Dallas and Guts to have this conversation. Ground ball to third, and Garcia dropped it but recovers for the first out.
Yeah, and I mean, just want to make sure that folks understand. Nowhere in the same galaxy.
Oh, okay, good one.
As Jeremy Guthrie when it comes to the shoe game.
Oh, yeah. He's on a different level.
Different planet.
Yeah, sorry.
God, it was right
It was right there. You're teeing me up all over the place. I'm sorry. What about Jeff McNeil? He hit one out of this world, didn't he?
Oh, well, he himself has been swinging a hot bat.
And this one deep to center field. Going back is Isbell, and Isbell will make the catch just before we're on the track. 2 gone. All right, so this card collection, how many do you physically have in your possession?
So the Planetary Pursuit is basically, those are inserts, right? So there's 10 players.
Okay.
That have a card of each planet of
gotcha.
their own.
Yeah.
And then there's other inserts.
Okay.
So the only cards that I do not have right now are select Planetary Pursuit cards, or planets, if you will, just to kind of, I don't want to say dumb it down for you, but just to speak your language.
That's fine. We all know I need that help.
So that's where I'm at. It's
So
it's a process.
When you rip packs, you're not going to find these.
Oh no, you do.
You do.
Absolutely.
Is Henry Bolte. Bays will get a much-needed base runner. Haven't had one since the 6th.
This one just gets away, charges in right above that elbow guard.
They came into Bolte's orbit.
Look at you. Look at you.
Called strike against Lawrence Butler. Butler, an infield hit. 1 for 3. Check over on Bolte. Bolte sitting at 14 stolen bases this season. All 4 runs for the Athletics scored via the home run. 3 homers in the ballgame. Jeff McNeil, Tommy White, both solo shots. Brian Servant, a 2-run shot in the 5th. Big swing and a miss from Lawrence.
Well, Bolte looking like he was interested over there. But I think it's one of those spots you got to be very careful here. You got to make sure, because the way that Lawrence Butler has swung the bat as of late, not to mention the power that's come with it.
Pitch outside.
You know, you don't want to run yourself out of a spot to really close the gap here with one swing.
He scored 16 runs over the weekend in that series win against Texas. 10 of those 16 via the home run. Taken off is Bolte, but a foul ball. And he'll have to return to first. Marte goes again here. He will not, and the pitch misses inside, 2-2. Full count.
Tough time getting back into the zone here. I mean, Pearson has done a good job against left-handed hitters this season. Lefty's hitting just 172 against the big right-hander.
Pearson's coming off his first loss of the season, and Lawrence will take the walk. First and second. He's looking for a little two-out magic with Zach Geloff up.
And I don't know that the Athletics would want anybody else at the plate right now other than Zach Geloff. I mean, he has got plenty of juice, no doubt about that. And I think that's got to be the conversation they're having right now is how do we stay out of the no-go zone? I mean, last thing you want to do is load the bases. There's one swing of the bat, and you could lose the lead. Starting to get a little action now in that Royal bullpen. Steven Cruz starting to loosen up.
Geloff represents the tying run. Single back in the first was off Michael Wacha. Also has 2 strikeouts. Oh, and 2. And the pitch inside.
Up to a hundo. See if that'll take him back to that slide piece.
Ground ball on the move of the runners, and a first for Bobby Witt. 2 got on by a hit by pitch and walk, but both stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Toyota. Well, the ace struck first. It was a leadoff homer from McNeil, and then Kansas City had tons of early offense against Mason Barnett, who went just 2 2/3 innings. Michael Wacha went 5 innings, and the A's finally got to him in that 5th. Home run from White and Servin, but still trail by 3. 7-4 the score as we enter the bottom of the 8th. And the 9-hole hitter Kyle Isbell will be the first up. Against Seth Johnson. Seeing the high velocity from Johnson, trying to keep the score right where it is and give these A's a chance in the 9th.
Well, that's the game plan anyway.
Isbell with an RBI single. He's also walked. This will be a long foul ball. Eight of the 9 Royals hitters have reached base in the game. Leadoff hitter in Carter Jensen. On deck right now, 0 for 4. Here's the 2-2. Fouled back. Relatively quiet night here at the K, just 12,438 fans in attendance. A crowd that thought they'd have a lot more to cheer about this season, probably.
I think so, and that's probably part of it. Do got some A's fans in the house. Always good to see.
Rocking the 2 best colors. Looking jersey.
Good looking lid to go along with it.
Pitch 8 of the at-bat coming Isbell's way. And he'll continue on.
Set just rearing back, trying to blow a chundo past him right there.
Here's the 2-2 again. Strike 3. And back to 100.
Tell you, it's gotta feel good to have a 100-mile-an-hour fastball in your back pocket you can go to here. I mean, this is just dimed up at the bottom of the strike zone.
Back to the top of the order, Carter Jensen, the left-handed hitter up, swings at the first pitch, in the air, left center field and deep, and it's going to be off the wall. Extra bases, and now all 9 of the Royals hitters have reached base tonight.
Well, you see Jensen just coiled up and then unwinds and unloads. Ball down that he's able to seemingly just kind of flip the other way. Almost rode that out of the ballpark.
5 for 11 with runners in scoring position. The Royals have cashed in, and Bobby Witt Jr. up to bat. 2 RBI for him off a 2-run homer in the second. A liner into the gap. It's going to roll to the wall. And Witt Jr. will bring home the 8th run. He will stop at second. Thought about taking third for a minute.
Well, now back-to-back doubles. I mean, this is just a low linea off the bat of Bobby Witt Jr. Could see as soon as it just starts to fade a hair away from Cortez, you could feel Bobby Witt Jr. and the speed start to crank up.
8-4 the score. Jack Caglione goes 2 for 4 up against Johnson, and he'll take a strike. Swing and a miss. 0-2. With that double, Bobby Witt a triple shy of the cycle. Reached 4 out of the 5 times that he got up tonight, including a walk. Home run, a single, and now that double. Also stolen a base, so stuffing the box score. Through on the right side for Caglione. This will bring home run number 9. An RBI single, and Caglione has a 3-hit night.
Well, inning started out just how you draw it up. Fastball looking to catch Isbell. That's now 3 hits in a row, a couple runs pushed across here late in the ball game.
Kansas City up by 5. Michael Garcia, 2 for 4. Up for the 5th time, chops it to third. Tommy White over to second, on to first, and the A's able to turn the double play, but not before the damage came across. 2 runs, scored off 3 hits.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Tri-Counties Bank, California's local bank.
Game 1 of the 4-game set here in Kansas City, and the Royals adding 2 more. They have a 5-run lead as we go to the top of the 9th. Last chances for the Athletics, and they're going to have to do it against their former teammate.
Yep. Fireball and right-hander Lucas Urseg. It'll be Cortez, White, and Walton.
Quickly 0-2 on Carlos Cortez. Carlos 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded into 2 double plays. All 3 outs, ground ball outs. And here, the A's are gonna have a base runner. Up the middle and a base hit for Carlos.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
A chip and a chair.
That's it. There's the chip. 93 fastball up. And the chair for right now over at first base.
Tommy White 1 for 3. Second major league home run, and the ball getting to the backstop moves Carlos into scoring position. Wild pitch for Urseg.
Ow. About off the knuckles there for Tommy White.
Lucas, not a comfortable at bat to begin with.
Not really.
One and 2 count for Tommy. Two and 2. A's 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position here. In game 1, they were 5 for 26 over the weekend, but still able to win a series against the Rangers.
Well, that was a very, very much needed series victory at Sutter Health Park for the A's.
Certainly was. They hadn't had one since they took 2 of 3 from these Royals back at the end of April in West Sacramento. Tommy White will take a full count walk. First and second. You hear the boos starting to come out here at the K.
Well, and it's probably not been quite the season that Lucas Urseg had drawn up in his head when they started. I think the numbers will kind of tell you that. Over 43 in the third innings, Jenny's Got a 6.02 ERA. Opponents hitting over 300 against Erceg. And the 12 saves under his belt. I know there's some folks who are familiar with Lucas and the stuff, me being one of them. You do at times you just sit back, man, I wonder, what's kind of been the issue. But I think it's been the command. 31 strikeouts, 27 walks.
Yeah, not a great ratio. Last 3 appearances for Lucas, not allowed an earned run. But you go to the 2 prior to that, and he allowed 6 earned runs. So again, kind of that erratic up and down season that he's had, and now having a hard time locating the zone against Donovan Moulton. And it's going to be an ABS challenge from Carter Jensen.
I think the backstop just trying to get his guy in the zone, get him some love if he can. This one looked a bit out, and it indeed was.
It's ABS powered by T-Mobile. 3-0 count. Will be a called strike. And you hear the crowd. And the miss inside. A walk to load the bases.
Looks like we're going to have another ABS challenge here powered by T-Mobile. I mean, that one may have been a little closer. I still think that ball missed. Indeed it did.
Nobody out, 3 on for the A's.
Well, and Mark Kotze going to go to the bench here. It's going to be.
What time is it?
It's time.
And that'll play the chess match. Here comes Mac Quatraro. He's seen enough. A 3-batter minimum for Lucas Erceg against his former team. He'll come out of the game with nobody out and 3 on. Well, the pitching change for you right after the break.
Wrap up the weekend with the ultimate stomping Sunday, August 30th against the Orioles. Early arriving fans 14 and under will score an exclusive A's growth chart to track just how fast your little ones are growing right alongside their favorite players. You can make lasting ballpark memories and secure your family plans today at athletics.com/promotions.
9-4 is the score, but a threat here from the Athletics. Base is loaded. The pinch hitter Jonah Heim, and he's facing Steven Cruz out of the pen.
Steven Cruz, tall drink of water.
One's the count.
Squaring off against Jonah Heim, Jenny, who has delivered 2 pinch hit homers in the 9th inning or later. Got to go back to 2019, John Camargo.
This time it's on the ground, double play chance. The run will come across as the Royals turn 2. Walton ends up at third. Excuse me, Tommy White ends up at third. Down to the final out, Brian Servin up to bat, has a homer in the game. 2-run shot came in the 5th off of Michael Wacha, who gave up 3 home runs today in his start. Cruz coming off his 4th save of the season at Angel Stadium on Friday night. Gets a strike against Servin. 2-2. Servin taking his timeout down to his final strike. Fans on their feet here in Kansas City. And the pitch. Servin, a ground ball to second. Massey will back up and throw to first for the final out of the ball game. The Athletics, still bases loaded, tried to put Kansas City in a jam, but ultimately they walk away with a 4-run victory, 9-5, the final here in Game 1. 3 more games remain in this series. Kansas City trying to build some confidence out of the gate, and they do it behind some great offensive performances tonight.
Yeah, they sure did, Jenny. The offense came out swinging. 3-spot in the first kind of set the tone for what was to come later in the ball game, capped off by a 2-run 8th inning, thanks to back-to-back doubles by Jensen and Witt. And unfortunately, Mason Barnett just not quite able to take advantage of the opportunity in the rotation. 2 2/3, 6 earned runs pushed across against the right-hander. He'll look to get back to work during the work week. And this is what tomorrow's ball game is going to look like. Big right-hander Jack Perkins on the mound for the Athletics. He'll be squaring off, Jenny, against Daniel Lynch IV.
Well, looks like an opener coming up tomorrow for Kansas City. That'll be Game 2, and we'll have that for you starting at 4 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. Walker walks away with the win in the game tonight, and that was his first victory since June 22nd. Stay tuned. A's Cast on NBC Sports, presented by Toyota, starts